encourage the formation of a new leadership team.
Be a global citizen and join the radio revolution on State Affairs. State Affairs with Edmund Obilo. Radio just got deeper.
State Affairs.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo.
Hey, here we come again on a beautiful morning. A morning to reflect on the journey so far and the road ahead. Are these not interesting times? Are these not a moment we've waited for? You think the hardships of the time is the end of time? How come you don't remember that behind the tide is the lessons we have learned, and in front of the tide is the victory we've accomplished? Why do you feel down? Why do you lose hope and say it will not work? Why do you feel that the gunshots of the time is not to awake us to the victory that comes? I come this morning to tell you, do not despair. Yes, it's our time to shine. Hey, the people are coming. State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. The radio man is here. I am Edmund Obilo. Good morning and welcome.
I am authority. Don't definite my character. Don't belittle my authority. It's time you recognize my quality. I said I am that I am. I am, I am, I am. I am that I am. I am, I am, I am. I said I am that I am. I am, I am, I am. I am that I am. I am, I am. Learn to love your brother. Don't covet your neighbor. Flee from the city, it's getting shitty. It is full of antiquity. I said I am that I am. I am, I am, I am. I am that I am. I am, I am, I am. I am that I am. I am, I am, I am. I am the rock of ages, you cannot move by at all. I am the son of lightning, you cannot move by at all. Son of Jacob cannot be moved at all. I am the son of Moses, you can move by at all. I am the son of David, you cannot move by at all. I'm a firm like thunder, you cannot move by at all. You could have shed more tears, you cannot move by at all. You could have full of evil, you cannot move by at all. You could have tried more than you cannot move by at all. And you try to make us happen, that can't move by at all. And could have come with ism, you can't move by at all.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live. Stay tuned.
Lagos State government rejects panel report that there was massacre at Lekki Toll Gate to quell NSAS protests. In a white paper, having considered the findings and recommendations of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on the 2020 NSAS protest, the government SARS panel's conclusion that 9 persons died on 20 October from gunshots fired by the military and police are based on assumption and speculations. So what is Sanwo-Olu saying? Sanwo-Olu is saying that the panel's report is unacceptable. Where are we coming from? Remember the 22nd of October 2020? It's about the president, Muhammadu Buhari. He says, I therefore call on our youth to discontinue the street protest and constructively engage government in finding solutions. Your voice has been heard loud and clear, and we are responding, the president concludes. Let's go back into time. Did the president warn young persons to desist from acts of violence? 2020.
I must warn those who have hijacked and misdirected the initial, genuine and well-intended protest of some of our youth in parts of the country against the excesses of some members of the now disbanded Subshell Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. On Monday, 12th October, I acknowledged the genuine concerns and agitations of members of the public regarding the excessive use of force by some members of SARS. The choice to demonstrate peacefully is a fundamental right of citizens as enshrined in Section 40 of our Constitution and other enactments. But this right to protest also imposes on the demonstrators the responsibility to respect the rights of other citizens and the necessity to operate within the law. As a democratic government, we listened to and carefully evaluated the 5-point demands of the protesters. And having accepted them, we immediately scrapped SARS and put measures in place to address the other demands of our youth. On approving the termination of SARS, I already made it clear that it was in line with our commitment to the implementation of extensive police reforms. Sadly, the promptness with which we have acted seemed to have been misconstrued as a sign of weakness and twisted by some for their selfish, unpatriotic interests.
That's the President, Muhammadu Buhari, on the 22nd of October 2020. I am searching for birds in the skies. Can you see them? I can see them perching and whistling. Have they lost their wings? No. They've seen that the journey has taken a new turn. They feel the wind and sharpen their wings. They will fly so high and defeat the wind. It's their wings. Hey, are you there? 2020. President Muhammadu Buhari directs Inspector General of Police, Muhammadu Adamu, to listen to the voices of Nigerians and stop the unethical conduct of men of the Federal Anti-Robbery Squad. Mr. President's orders comes in the wake of growing discontent over police brutality. As protesters call for outright ban, President Buhari on Twitter, having met the police chief, orders him to reform SARS. So at what point did Buhari change his mind? He called for reforms, and the boys and girls on the streets called for ban. You heard Buhari there, that we accepted to ban SARS should not be misconstrued as weakness. He appeals to the protesters to go home and understand that everything will be fine. Who are the protesters? I was on the street on the 13th of October 2020 to find them. What did they say? They said, "End SARS now." Let's hear their voices.
As we move towards a destination that would bring the kind of happiness being demanded by the people, I can always tell that movements like this end up bringing what is good to the people. We are not criminals. We are not criminals.
End us now. That's what we want.
Give us security. Give us security. Give us security. Give us security.
An end, and we don't want the deployment to any other force or unit again. We want an end to all SAS members, officers.
Nothing, and we're still going through police brutality. I think that is the height of it, so we need to protest and tell people that we can't take it anymore.
Enough is enough.
We don't want them anymore in this country. They should scrap them. We don't want total reformation of them. We want them to be completely scrapped.
Until we have what we are demanding. No retreats. No respite. Nothing at all until we get what we want. Right now.
You heard her? The battle has started right now.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is
I would like to appeal to protesters to note and take advantage of the various well-thought-out initiatives of the administration designed and more meaningful, and resist the temptation of being used by some subversive elements to cause chaos with the aim of truncating our nascent democracy. For you to do otherwise will amount to undermining national security and the law and order situation. Under no circumstances will this be tolerated. I therefore call on our youth to discontinue the street protests and constructively engage government in finding solutions. Your voice has been heard loud and clear, and we are responding.
This is Ibadan. Nigerian youths are out. They are ready to march, make the point, build a new country, tell a new story, build a new land, and we are here to help take that story to a larger audience. You can see, end police extortion, end police brutality. SARS must end now. That is what they are saying. Yes.
It's high time they should understand that this movement is beyond SARS. We need a better Nigeria. We are already tired of this country and we don't want to move abroad anymore. We want to feel free in our own country. Please, they should understand that.
He wants to be free. Free in his own country. And he says they must understand that. You can see the young persons are marching on. They are saying it is their time, that their time has come, that no one can stop them, that they have come to make the right changes, deserving of, they want security. They want security. They call for security. They are on the move. This is Ibadan. Our parents have refused to help us when their time, so we are taking it upon ourselves to do it by ourselves right now. So the youth are not giving up. We are not giving any guidance. We take this to the last breath of it. Even if it costs us to die, we are going to die for it. You are hearing this now. The youth will not take it anymore. They have made up their mind to take their destiny in their palm. Since our parents can't do it for us, we are doing it ourselves. The battle their parents did not fight, they have come to fight that battle. It is game on here. Nigerian youths have woken up. It is time to change the status quo. To come out, we all need to come out. We all need to speak for ourselves. The older generation didn't do anything for us. So right now, we all need to come out and speak for ourselves. This protest is peaceful, and we all need to speak. The government needs to listen to us.
That shed innocent blood after people. Whoa, oh yeah. Whoa, oh. Jah shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah, and separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 oh. Jah shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah, and separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 woe be unto those that say they have Israel, and they are not. Woe be unto those that say they're Jews, and they are not. Cause they shall be cast away, like the chaff that the wind drive it away, I say, oh yeah, oh well. Jah shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah, and separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 oh. Jah shall clean out the bad weeds, yes, and separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who have oppressed their children innocently. Oh yes, I say, I show my word without partiality. Listen to me, let it fall and let it fall. Let Babylon fall. Jah shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah, and separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 oh. Jah shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah, and separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 well, whoa, oh. Say they're Jews, and they are not. God shall shall be cast away, I say. Just like the chaff that the wind drew it away. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Oh well. Oh yes. Just shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah. And separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, oh. Just shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah. And separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh yes, just shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah. And separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, oh, just shall clean out the bad weeds, yeah. And separate them from the good, cause the day of harvest is near. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, oh.
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Daganan kilo pejanin kom lo moham
lo lo lo
di pejamaso sanalom
lo lo
muasa benge kaputo
lo
yeah
State Affairs.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo.
Have you seen the front page of the Saturday Punch? APC governors, power blocks jostle to host convention. Caretaker committee list conditions for choosing venue. Party not in support of direct primary. Who is speaking? Cost of governance, restructure Nigeria into 6 regions. Budget office tells federal government. Why we can't punish those behind budget duplication, Akabueze speaks. Is this coming from Buhari's government? How? Cost of governance, restructure Nigeria into 6 regions, budget office tells federal government. Huh. Does that sound good? ISWAP attacks military base in Borno, kills 7 soldiers. Bandits murder 3, kidnap 63 in Kaduna. Why? Who does that? You kill our soldiers? Omicron, federal government advises vaccinated Nigerians to take booster shot. Booster! Shot 1, shot 2 not good enough? You need to boost it? What kind of virus is this? You hold it here, it migrates there. Now they call it Omicron. Omicron. What kind of virus is this? Magodo youths backed by Lagos traditional rulers mount illegal toll gates, extort, dispatch riders, orders. What are we not going to hear? Is tough coping with loss of wife, granddaughter, in tanker explosion. That's sad. It's tough. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Let's talk about this virus. This troublesome virus. Is South Africa the scapegoat here? This virus that makes the world lock its doors. We need to talk about this virus, but let me know if you're there, because the radio man is here. 08091551055. Bosun is here. Bosun is the studio manager. 08056998678. Call the radio station and Bosun will pick your calls. Yemi Prodigy is here. Are you there? Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Edmund Obilo.
Reverend Kwe Ladele is here.
Yes, I am here, glued to my radio, listening attentively to today's state affairs. Permit me to start on this note. NSAS and the outcome. We have heard of the report of the panel that investigated NSAS, and we have heard about the white paper of the rejection. I said it has turned messy. But let it be said, what I personally expected from the NSAS panel of investigation is to come out clearly, though it reflected in their report. Are we wrong to protest as Nigeria? We are not wrong. Even Mr. President said that much in his speech, that it is our constitutional right to protest. So if it is our constitutional right to protest, how come soldiers and policemen are drawn to attack protesters? That is an area I would have loved them to look at very, very well and come out with a report for the future that army has not got any business with protesters. I mean, in terms of soldiers. Then combating protesters is needless. Rather, the police should provide security for protesters so that they can protest within the confines of their bitterness and register something to the ears of the government. And to us too, I want the panel to say the way to protest, the appropriate way and manner to protest, at least for the future. Protest is not rolling out tires to burn on the road. Protest is not attacking policemen who are citizens of Nigeria like us. Protest is not throwing stones. So they will have educated us on the appropriate way and manner to protest. But in the way it has now turned out, the government has not learned any lesson, and future protesters have not really learned any lesson.
Thank you.
So what have we taken from this panel of investigation?
Thank you.
And even with the rejection of the government, what have we got? What have we benefited? And let it be said as I'm closing. Somebody said it in the interview you played not too long ago. The focus of the entire protest is not just the SARS. It is a protest for better lives in Nigeria. Every Nigerian wants better lives.
Thank you.
Times are hard. It's becoming so hard every day.
Thank you, Reverend Kwe Ladele. Thank you. Thank
have
you.
a wonderful program. I'm glued to my radio to have a wonderful time of enjoying the program with you. God bless you.
Reverend Kwe Ladele has spoken. Have you heard? It's Toyosi's time. It's her time in duty and beauty. Can you see her? She comes with a purple smile. Yes, the new variant of COVID-19, Omicron, has been declared a variant of concern by the World Health Organization. And the World Health Organization relies on the report of scientists working at the South African National Institute for Communicable Disease. What are they working on? They are working to sequence and isolate the variant. Dr. Pelumi Adebi is on State Affairs. Dr. Adebi, it's good to have you here.
Edmund, good morning. It's good to be back again.
Coronavirus will not leave us alone. Why?
Well, viruses might not leave us alone. Coronavirus mutates. What we do know is that viruses, it's their business to mutate. Whether the mutate is of importance or the mutation is going to affect us is another kettle of fish. But we also need, there's a lot of uncertainty around this virus, actually. But the little we know, we do know that it's possible for us to also stop it in its tracks if we do the right things.
So what does it mean to say that scientists are working to sequence and isolate the variant?
Well, one of the golden tools that we have in disease control is surveillance. And surveillance means keeping watch. You know, you are in a state of watchfulness. You're keeping watch. You're monitoring. You're trying to see if there are emerging patterns. And based on these patterns, you're able to put in place some control measures. So what they're doing is what we call genomic surveillance. You know, they're actually sequencing the genes of the virus to see if there are variants, you know, see their lineage and see, you know, how interrelated these viruses are, you know, where it's coming from, you know, and things like that, and its characteristics, so that we can be able to understand it better and use that knowledge to be able to control. Usually it's said that when we have things like this, when you have confirmed cases, at least you should sequence 5% of such cases for you to have an idea of what is going on.
So viruses also have their ancestries, and you trace them.
You need to do that.
That's why they compete with us, right?
Well, viruses are not to be everywhere. It's not as if it's a new thing. But this one is particularly perplexing, and in terms of its characteristics and in terms of its ability to transform and its ability to evade many mechanisms that have been put in place.
I'm discussing with Dr. Pelumi Adebi. He is a public health physician and clinical epidemiologist with vast experience in conducting policy and practice-relevant research at the local, national, and international levels. Omicron has a longer incubation period and capable of multiple mutations. Tell us more.
Yeah, first of all, let me say that when you say Omicron, because many people ask what is Omicron, there is an accepted taxonomy, that is a way of naming viruses, you know, that has been agreed on by world experts. And we use Greek alphabets. We use the alphabet to actually be able to name them. So you have things like alpha, that's why you see alpha, you have things like, beta, you have things like, delta, and so on and so forth. So the last one that was used was mu. And so we're expecting that, you have nu come about, and then after nu, you have xi. But then it was thought that nu would, give a meaning that it's a new virus, whereas it's not a new virus. And that psi may actually resemble the name of a person. And usually when we name, we try to avoid, making references to name of individuals and states or countries. So Omicron was the next alphabet. So that's why we have Omicron. What is known about Omicron actually is that the mutations, we have multiple mutations around.
And when you say mutations, what does it mean? You reproduce yourself?
Yeah, in trying to, we know that viruses reproduce themselves, and they do this many times over. Some are important, some are probably not important. Some may help us to be able to get rid of them. They may burn out. They may, actually.
So you can use virus to deal with virus?
I won't put it that way. What I'll put is that you can use the characteristics of the virus, understanding the characteristics of the virus to be able to deal with the virus.
So does it mean as viruses reproduce, they get more dangerous?
They may get more dangerous, and they may get more, may get to a stage when it may threaten its own existence.
In this case, is Omicron more dangerous?
We don't know yet. But what we do know is that its transmissibility, that is, its ability to be able to be transmitted from people, from one person to the other, is actually much more than the Delta that we actually dealt with a couple of months ago.
So could that be the reason the numbers are rising in South Africa?
Well, it was noted that prior to this Omicron, emerging in South Africa, the average number of people that are infected from one single infection was around 1. But since we have Omicron now, the average number of people that are infected by one infected person has increased to 2 or more. So that's why we're saying that it's more transmissible. It can be able to be transmitted from one person to another with much ease. The other thing that we look at is whether it's more severe or not. We don't have enough data to be able to say whether it's more severe or not. However, in South Africa, it's been seen that the cases are being seen are mild, but a word of caution. Though the cases are being seen are mild, but we're seeing it among young people.
Among young persons.
Yeah.
You'll tell me more after this break. The program is State Affairs. Don't go away.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Splash FM 105.5.
Milo! Yes!
Tell me first, why do I give you Milo every morning?
Because every day I play like a baller, I run like a sprinter, I learn like a scholar, so I need all the energy I can get. You see?
I see very well.
Give your kids winning energy. Milo Active Go, with the goodness of malts, milk, and cocoa, helps them make the most of every day. Milo, the energy to go further.
Dominion University is a world-class private institution located in a serene environment conducive for teaching, learning, quality research, and development. We are currently admitting students into our various programs of study. Candidates with JAMB score of 140 and above, including 5 O-level credits in SSCE, NECO, GCE, can apply for our courses. We are also admitting students who already have their 5 O-level credits in SSCE, NECO, and GCE into our foundation programs. For further information, kindly log on to our website www.dominionuniversity.edu.ng or call us on 0816 640 2123, 0901 048 4404 and 0901 048 4428. Dominion University, raising generational leaders.
It's game night at the Bensons and everyone's having fun. Then
this.
Hey, son, what's the matter? You too? No way.
Don't let coughs and the common cold ruin your fun time. Tuxil range of uniquely formulated day and night syrups provides effective relief from cough and cold. Product may cause drowsiness. Tuxil, the job gets done when the cough is gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son. And they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. The miracle of Christmas is here again, a time to celebrate, spread good cheer, and enjoy beautiful soul-enriching Christmas carols.
Hark the herald angels sing.
Join us for Splash FM Night of Carols, happening on the 9th of December at Mauve 21 Event Center, Ring Road, Ibadan, at 4 p.m. Ministering Big Bology, Eda Theatre Group, and a special performance by evangelist Tokwe Alabi. It's going to be a fun time at the Splash FM Night of Carols 2021. Bring your family, bring your friends, and come hang out with your favorite celebrities and OAPs as we sing our hearts out. The 2021 Splash FM Night of Carols. You don't want to miss it.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Imagine the joy will fill your body when you born new baby. Imagine the happiness will surround you when you hear say, them don't born your first grand pikin. Now, can imagine how your mind go dey cool when you know say mama and pikin they enjoy better night sleep. Oh yes, that na the ogbonge assurance you get when you know say Vitafoam get the correct mattress when go fit your body type. No buy any kind of mattress, oh. Buy Vitafoam mattress when they make to match your body type from any of we correct dealer nationwide or see us on top internet for www.vitafoamng.com. Make you buy your mattress today. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
2021 Erua Connect. Bólúbá gbàgbé orísun rẹ̀ yóò parun ni. Alumni Association of Adeseun Ogudoyin Polytechnic Erua is inviting all our old students. Àjọ̀dún àpapọ̀ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kan lọ́dún akẹ́kọ̀ọ́jáde gbogbo ìṣerúwà tó ti kù àti wá tẹ́ pẹpẹ ètò lónìí. This year AGM event will take part of alumni meeting, seminars, novelty match and award. Lọ́jọ́ kọkànlá oṣù kejìlá 2021 lẹ́tọ̀ gbogbo bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ìpàdé àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́jáde láago 10 àárọ̀ láfi ṣíde ètò. Digital marketing seminar ní oṣù kejì. Youth empowerment, capacity building in developed nation will be an all-encompassing seminar. Gbọ̀ngàn àpérò ní L91 Adeseun Ogudoyin campus Erua. Keynote speaker Senator Kola Balogun. Discussant Right Honourable Adebo Ogundoyin. Speaker Oyo Assembly Honourable Seun Fakorede. Commissioner for Youth and Sport Honourable Kosim Olayanju. Chairman House Committee on Information Honourable Saheed Fijabi. Former member House of Representatives Alaga Ojona ni Chief Tajuddin Abioye Fije of Ola. Father of the day Professor Samuel Ogundiran. Distinguished alumnus of the day Chief Oriyomi Amsat, the CEO Agidigbo FM. For further enquiries and support láti ṣàlàtìlẹ́yìn please call 0814-070-6994 or 0915-728-4545. Ẹ̀já àjọṣe kó lè dùn kó lárinrin.
This Christmas, now Maggie get the recipe. As we dey celebrate, the chop with your love, merriment, they circulate. Hey, everybody they jubilate. Enjoy the moment, no worry yourself. So merry, merry, merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. And happy, happy New Year. Happy New Year. God go make you better. Make your chicken bigger. Merry, merry, merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Jollof, oh jollof, everything done set to you. So no worry yourself. God go make you better. Make your chicken bigger. Merry, merry, merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry,
Maggie Christmas. With Maggie, cook the difference.
Merry Christmas!
105.5 FM.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
State Affairs on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. With the arrival of Omicron, questions are being answered on how to bolster the existing non-pharmaceutical COVID measures already in place. How do we maintain a careful approach and keep public health measures in place to protect ourselves? Dr. Pelumi Adebi is here to help us answer some of these questions. Dr. Adebi has been very active in the disease control arena and has served in various capacities, such as the chairman of the Preparedness Working Group. He has served in the joint external evaluation of IHR core capacity in Nigeria. Dr. Adebi, you were talking of young persons coming down with the virus. So what are you saying to young persons here?
Now, the point that we have to stress is that young people are not invincible. Some think that because they are youths, they have the vigor, they can jump all over the place and things like that. That probably the virus is not of concern to them. But we're saying that no, it's possible that you can also get infected. Yes, because their immunity can be that strong at that age, and because of some other physiological things, it's possible that they are able to fight it off quite easily. But they should also understand that they can take it home to their parents. They can take it home to their loved ones. Viruses don't travel, but people travel. Viruses don't move from place to place, but people move from place to place. So even though if you
but
think
if
that
virus is in me,
yeah,
if I move, the virus moves.
That's the point.
So virus moves from place to place.
No, people carry viruses from place to place.
But again, when you take an aeroplane, it carries you to America. Is Akimbi not traveling?
So Adebi is traveling, and Adebi is carrying the virus. You know.
So we are carriers.
So is distributing the virus. So we have to have that at the back of our mind, that if we are protected, others are not protected, our loved ones, that may actually have one medical condition or the other, or a condition that makes their immunity to be quite low, may be affected.
So how do we protect ourselves?
Yeah, so there are basic measures that we've known from time immemorial. The measures of physical distancing, making sure that, close contacts are not the way to go in this kind of era that we are in, and we've learned from the waves of the pandemic. We've learned that close spaces, such as offices, such as hotel rooms and things like ballrooms, event centers, those are areas where the propensity for the virus to spread are increased.
So what happens to our Christmas parties?
Now, that's a critical thing that we need to, there will be many more Christmases to spend. There will be many more periods that we can enjoy ourselves and interact with each other. But for this period, we need to be cautious. We need not to sow disobedience. We should keep to ourselves. There is no need to have events, large gatherings, And last year, we sowed disobedience during the Christmas period. There were large events, gatherings where people were not using masks, people were not observing, simple measures like physical distancing. There was overcrowding, and so on and so forth. And late in December and early January this year, we saw an upsurge in cases. People died. The number of cases that died during that period were quite huge. So we need to be cautious this time around, especially with Omicron that we don't know much about. And so it's a precautionary measure, to take on since we don't know. And when you don't know so much, the time, honored, measures that we know is just wash your hands, frequently, keep physical distancing, postpone your events, this is not a time to go visiting, if you love your parents so much, provide for their needs, speak with them. WhatsApp is there, Zoom is there, you can see them physically and things like that. I think that this is a time to hone our action and make sure that we protect our loved ones and ourselves.
To be forewarned is to be forearmed.
The last thing the other thing I need to mention is the need for vaccination.
Yes, vaccination. Where? Do we have enough vaccines?
Now, as of now, we don't have enough to go around all the population, but we have more than enough to vaccinate those who are interested at this point in time. Oyo State is one of the leading states in vaccination. I think is third after Nasarawa and Ogun State. And even as Oyo State is leading, is one of the top most states that are that people are getting vaccinated more. It's just about 3.75% of the population have been vaccinated.
So I know you are currently a member of the COVID-19 task force in Oyo State, as well as a technical consultant to the Oyo State Public Health Emergency Operations Center. Where do we get the vaccination?
All primary health care centers in Oyo State, have been designated as, vaccination centers. But the National Primary Health Care Development Agency has a website, has a portal where you can go and see the list of all the vaccination centers in your state. That's one. The second thing is that...
What portal did you talk about?
The National Primary Health Care Development Agency.
Okay.
Has a portal, and that portal has, has a platform where you can see all the vaccination points in each of the states.
It's a website we can visit.
You can visit it.
All right, I'll get the website and I will let you know.
Also, the National Primary Health Care Development Agency has come up with another strategy, and that is if organizations or offices can band together, if they want their members of staff to get vaccinated, they can reach across to the Oyo State Primary Health Care Board, and have a chat with them. They can organize to have a mobile center for them to get vaccinated. So that is also available.
And for those who have been vaccinated, we are hearing booster jabs. What are you boosting?
Now, let me say that the jury is still out on the issue of booster jabs. However, those who are promoting the issue of booster jabs are basing it on the fact that immunity may wane. That is, immunity may decrease over time. And since we don't know, but there are pointers to the fact that as time increases from the time that you got vaccinated, your immunity may start waning, and therefore there is a need to have a booster. But the evidence for the booster is still not that clear. However, it's a precautionary strategy.
Prevention is better than cure.
Exactly, when you don't know so much.
Omicron, virus, corona. The speed with which the United Kingdom, United States, Germany, and some other European countries locked their doors to travelers from South Africa is interesting. Why are they so scared?
Everybody is scared of things we're not sure of. And don't forget the fact that Delta actually decimated a lot of their population. So they have to be scared. But the question you have to ask from a public health perspective is it effective?
Is it effective?
Now, the evidence has shown that if a lockdown or if shutting your borders are going to be effective, it's going to be effective when you have a geographically isolated country like Australia and New Zealand, where it worked very well. It also works very well where you are not restricting passengers from certain countries and leaving other countries. You ban all travelers.
They've done that. I think they banned about 10 countries in South Africa.
No, 10 countries now, as of yesterday, Omicron has spread to about 38 countries.
In Africa? Worldwide?
Globally, yes. So if you shut the door to South Africa, to Mali, and so on and so forth, Botswana, what about the other countries? And shutting down your borders also do not work where you have porous borders, like Nigeria.
We are not shutting down borders.
So, no, because there have been some arguments about, why is Nigeria still allowing passengers to come in and things like that. We must understand that from a public health perspective, it is not effective. What is effective is for each country to put in place measures that allow passengers to get tested, and you follow them up, and you ensure that the 2-day or 7-day, PCR tests that they're going to do are done. So enforcement of those rules, in addition to the basic non-pharmaceutical interventions such as washing the hands, using the face mask appropriately and consistently, and also physical distancing. In addition to that is what works.
I was going through a report during the week, and I heard that the third case of Omicron infection in Hong Kong is a 37-year-old male who traveled from Nigeria.
Now, let me be frank with you. It is immaterial whether the person traveled from Nigeria or not. What is important is, do we have a surveillance system that is sensitive enough and responsive enough to cater for our needs in Nigeria?
We have it right?
Yes and no. I mean, we've done a lot in terms of, the surveillance system, but we've not done well in terms of the genomic surveillance component.
When you say genomics, help us.
Now, the genomics is trying to sequence the genes of the virus to understand their lineage and to understand how related and how transmissibility would occur, and also understand, the characteristics of the virus.
Is it expensive to do that?
There are a few places that are doing it in Nigeria, but the point is that we don't have a coordinated, systematic process to this genomic surveillance. Some are doing it for research, Some are doing it, because the national asked them to do it. And the national also will do some. But we don't have a coordinated process for this.
So who should be responsible for that?
Well, the national government should take responsibility for that. And that's where I have a problem. The problem I have is that while we were promoting commercial interest over public health interest in terms of, allowing laboratories, private labs, you even find wives of governors, politicians opening up collection centers and calling them testing centers, we fail to place much emphasis on our public health labs that can function and transform and have infrastructure built, for some of these kind of surveillances that we're talking about. And that is an area that the Nigerian government, the steering committee, and whoever cares to hear must pay a lot of attention to. We need that. We need to be able to sequence at least 5% of those who are confirmed as cases, the virus from them. We need to be able to do that. If you do that, we have a robust overview of what is going on in Nigeria, and then we can't be able to nip anything in the bud. The South Africans are really, I doff my hat to them because they are on top of their game.
On top of their game. Dr. Pelumi Adebi, thank you for featuring on State Affairs.
Thank you, Edmund.
And I must congratulate you. You are the president-elect of the International Epidemiological Association. Congrats.
Thank you very much, Edmund.
And fly the flag of Nigeria very high.
Definitely, you can trust.
Thank you. Now, have you read Section 22 of the Constitution? It states, the press, radio, television, and other agencies of the mass media shall at all times be free to uphold the fundamental objectives contained in Chapter 2 and uphold the responsibility and accountability of the government to the people. We will be talking about the obligation of the mass media on State Affairs. Don't go away.
Everyone is crying out for peace, yes. None is crying out for justice. Everyone is crying out for peace, yes. None is crying out for justice. I don't want no peace. I mean equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. Got to get it. Equal rights and justice. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Followers of Jesus, everybody wants to go up to heaven, but none of them want to die. I don't want no peace. Justice, I got to get it. Equal rights and justice, I really need it. Equal rights gonna share equal rights and justice. What is due to Caesar? You better give it on to Caesar. And what belongs to I, you better give it up to I. 'Cause I don't want no peace. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. I've got to get it. Equal rights and justice. I'm fighting for it. Equal rights and justice. Everyone heading for the top, but tell me how far is it from the bottom? Nobody knows, but everybody fighting to reach the top. How far is it from the bottom? I don't want no equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. I've got to get it. Equal rights and justice. I really need it. Equal rights and justice. Everyone is talking about crime. Tell me who are the criminals? I said everybody's talking about crime. Tell me who.
Peter Tosh there, calling for justice. What do you want? What are you calling for? The obligation of the press is captured in Chapter 2, entitled Fundamental Objectives and Directive Principles of State Policy. The chapter upholds the principle of social justice. Social justice is about how economic goods and services are distributed to meet the competing desires and demands of the people. Section 14, subsection 1 of the chapter states that the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be a state based on the principles of democracy and social justice, meaning that the primary purpose of government is the security and welfare of the people. Check section 15, subsection 5. It declares that the state shall abolish all corrupt practices and abuse of power. The Constitution, in section 16, subsection 2b, is clear in its declaration. It says the state should direct its policy towards ensuring that the material resources of the nation are harnessed and distributed as best as possible to serve the common good. The common good. In subsection 2c, the Constitution prescribes that the economic system should not be run in a manner that permits the concentration of wealth in the hands of few individuals. How does the media come into this? The Constitution tells us how. I have Lovett, who go on State Affairs. Lovett, how are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Lovett.
Good morning.
Good. I have Wusa Dina Maupego here. How are you, Wusa?
Fine, Edmund.
Yes, you need to sound like Edmund Obilo.
Here.
Okay? So open your voice and let the world hear it loud and clear. Yes, they are students of Dominican University. They are studying mass communication. And we want to look at the obligation of the media, starting with that. Love it. The Constitution has given the media power to check the state. Is that not true?
Yes, that is true. That is clearly stated in 22 in the Constitution. It says that the press, radio, television, and other agencies of the mass media shall at all time be free to uphold the fundamental objectives contained in this chapter and uphold the responsibility and accountability of the government to the people.
In that case, the media has a huge power.
Yes.
Why should the media have such powers?
Because they are the watchdog of the government. They are meant to uphold the responsibility and accountability of the citizen. They have to check the government, the social objective. What is the government doing to the citizen? Because as a citizen, we have the sovereignty over the government. They have to also check what are the environmental policies, what are the educational policies. The government are meant to put in place education for the citizens. Are the government actually doing this? What are the political objectives? What are the governments doing in their political stand? What are they actually doing to better the citizens? These are the things that the press are meant to check. It is their obligation to check. They are like the watchdog to the citizen.
And that is a constitutional function. Dina, sometimes I wonder why you are studying mass communication. What do you want?
I want to be educated and one day be a presenter.
And now the Constitution have told you what you will be doing by the time you hit the microphone. So are you ready for that kind of function?
Yes.
Now, from the Constitution, there are political and economic objectives that the state must fulfill in the interest of the citizens. Do you see the media doing that at the moment?
To an extent, I'm not. Because looking at the states, looking at what we are going through in Nigeria now, especially our economic level, and what the people are passing through right now in terms of price of getting things, how you buy the food you get, those things that you're supposed to get at a cheaper rate, everything is becoming more expensive than it was or what it's meant to be.
So how should the press come in? If the press, you feel because the press is not doing enough, so what do you want the press to do to check the rising cost of food products?
If you can question what our governments are using our resources for, if they can question that, because we are meant, as a country, we are known as a giant country, and in terms of natural resources, Nigeria is known as one. If we are getting, if we have the resources, we have the resources to make our country a better place, and the resources is not doing well or is not even in favor of the citizen, I think the media or the press should come in to question what they're using all this money for. If we are getting money from what we have, our the oil and some other thing that we are getting as a country.
Now let's look at this. Love it. Do you think the media is doing enough to implement the function given it by the Constitution?
Well, I don't think the media is doing enough, even though they're actually doing parts. But I feel another thing we also have to look at is the political objective. We have to look at the fact that some media houses are owned by government. And they are meant, they said, he who plays the piper dictates the tune. And so they are meant to follow their directives. They want to talk in favor of these politicians. who are not actually doing well. They are not actually fulfilling their obligation to the citizen in terms of political objectives. Here in the Constitution, we have that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of the government. Are they actually doing this? Is it their primary purpose as it is stated in the Constitution? So the press is meant to question the government, get relevant information of how our revenue, the resources we have, how it is being utilized, how these things are meant to be in the favor of the citizens. So the press, I think we should do more. We should do more and put more efforts in telling the governments that they are not doing enough.
You know, I'm happy you are saying we. I mean, you're already feeling you are part of the press.
Yes.
And that's what you were studying.
Yes.
But what is it like studying mass communication?
It's an exciting feeling. It's interesting because you're given the opportunity to actually do a lot of things. You're given the opportunity to research, to get information about where you are, your country, and what to do to better your country. You're given the responsibility to be accountable to the citizen, to tell them that this is the information in the country. This is what you should know about what is happening in the country. And this is an exciting feeling because we are serving the people. We are the people, and we are doing it for ourselves.
But again, as we know that the press has obligation to ensure that government acts, government also has the obligation to regulate what is coming from the press. Mm-hmm. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution provides as follows: every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference. Dino, can you help us with that? Every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression. Are Nigerians taking up that right?
Well, to me, it is said that there's a freedom of expression, but there is not freedom after expression, or the way they put it. Looking at the freedom of expression, the question that I would like to ask is there anything like freedom of the press? Okay, if we have the right to express our rights as a citizen, and as a journalist, out of being a professional in my field, I'm also a citizen, and I think I have this right to express myself if I see something is not going well, or if our governments are not doing well. I think I have the right to express myself.
And that's what journalists are doing. They are expressing themselves.
But do they really have their freedom of expression?
For me, I have full freedom of expression. Buhari is not stopping me.
Yeah, he's not stopping you. But
yes.
in terms, you might have the freedom of expression. Let's look. She said something about who is paid the pipe determines
the tune. Who pays the piper?
Who pays the piper determines the tune of the piper. Okay, looking at it from aspect of federal government's media houses.
But remember, if you work for government, you speak for government. Yes.
But if our government are actually doing something that is not really in terms of favor, is not really in favor of the citizen.
And you have the private media, we take government up. And remember, again, when it comes to he who pays the piper dictate the tune, it's also a philosophy. And you can manage that philosophy in such a way that you can even dictate the tune to the piper. And the piper begins to sing your tune. It's about philosophy and management of the pipers. That is what I think. But soon, we are going for a break, right? All right, we'll be back, so don't go away. I'm discussing with Lovett Ugu and Wusa Dino Maupego. They are students of Dominican University. They are studying mass communication, so don't go away.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Splash FM 105.5.
Everything there for Black Friday.
Oh yes, and it's exclusive to Konga Yakata. Get extra 10% discount when you shop on Konga.com or Konga retail stores nationwide with your Access Bank or Verve cards. Before you buy anything this season, check prices on Konga.com. Konga, the e-commerce group you trust.
Are you in need of a nice and comfortable, fully furnished hostel accommodation in the University of Ibadan? Or are you in search of a place for seminars and executive trainings? Look no further. Adebayo Akonde Hall is the go-to place for your lodging needs with a home away from home feel. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. For inquiries and reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call 080-5699-8718 or 080-5699-8719 or 080-5699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Phoenix app has everything you may be searching for on the internet.
Travel destinations for my next adventure?
You bet.
I love food. Finding new recipes is my guilty pleasure.
Sure.
Can I get updates on news, football, movies, music, and fashion that I love?
Well, I also love searching for vintage dolls.
Whatever it is, find the best version of everything you love and so much more with the Phoenix app. Search, download, share, and save special memories with friends all in a jiffy. Download Phoenix on Google Play Store today. Phoenix, find likes.
Ìpè àti ìdàgbàsókè fún fífún àwọn obìnrin láàyè láti kópa nínú ìṣèlú àti ipò adarí pàápàá nílé aṣòfin ti pọ̀ sí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé ni wọ́n ti ṣe àṣeyọrí lórí àbádòfin yìí tí wọ́n sì ti fi kún iye àwọn obìnrin tó wà nípò àṣẹ ní àwọn ilé aṣòfin ìlú wọn. Àmọ́ ó bani lọ́kàn jẹ́ wípé nínú àkọsílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ló ní àyè tó kéré jù fún àwọn obìnrin nílé aṣòfin. 21 obìnrin péré láàrin 499 ọkùnrin nílé aṣòfin àgbà. Àti wípé àwọn ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ mìíràn ò tilẹ̀ ní obìnrin kan ṣoṣo rárá. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ tó wà níbẹ̀ ni wípé àbádòfin kan ti ń halẹ̀ bí àrá tó sán láìrọ̀ òjò fún àtúnṣe òfin Nàìjíríà láti fi kún iye àyè tó wà fún àwọn obìnrin nílé aṣòfin àgbà àti ti àwọn ìpínlẹ̀. Ipa kíkó àti ìrànlọ́wọ́ àwọn obìnrin ṣe pàtàkì púpọ̀ láti ṣe àwọn òfin tó lè mú ayé dẹrùn fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà. Fún ìdí èyí, ẹ ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún ìrúsókè láti wá àyè tó pọ̀ sí fún àwọn obìnrin ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ní ọ̀nà tó tọ́ tí ó sì bá òfin mu. Àsìkò náà rèé láti má jáfara lórí ìwáyè tó pọ̀ tó fún àwọn obìnrin tó ń ṣojú ní ilé ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Ìkéde yìí wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, PLAC.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Wúndíá kan yóò sì lóyún, yóò sì bí ọmọkùnrin kan, a ó sì máa porúkọ rẹ̀ ní Emmanuel. Ìtumọ̀ èyí ti ṣe Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú wa. Ìyanu ọdún Kérésìmesì tó ti dé lọ́dún yìí, a dúpẹ́ o. Àsìkò láti ṣàjọyọ̀, láti dáwọ́ ọ̀dùnnú àti àsìkò láti gbádùn àwọn orin amọ́kànyọ̀ mórí ẹni wú tó jẹ́ ti Kérésìmesì tó ti dé lọ́dún yìí. Àwa ń pè yín láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa nílé iṣẹ́ rédíò Splash àti Lágelú fún àṣálẹ́ orin ìyìn ọdún Kérésìmesì tọdún yìí tá a mọ̀ sí Splash Lágelú Christmas Carol. Èyí tí ó máa wáyé lọ́jọ́ 9 oṣù kejìlá ọdún 2021 tá a wà yìí ní MOF 21 Event Center ládùúgbò Ring Road nílùú Ìbàdàn. Aago 4 ìrọ̀lẹ́ ọjọ́ náà lórin ayọ̀ ọdún Kérésìmesì ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Lára àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí lọ́jọ́ náà láti rí Big Bọ́lájí, Ẹ̀dá Theatre Group.
Ti bá ní kí n ká ọdún wọn kọjá lọ.
Lákòótán ará ẹ̀wẹ̀ olórin ẹ̀mí ni Tọ́pẹ́ Àlàbí yóò máa wà ń kalẹ̀ láti fi ìlù àti orin gbé ọba àwọn ọba ga. àṣálẹ́ orin ti kérésìmesì ọdún yìí ní Splash àti Lágelú FM yóò lárinrin. ẹ kó àwọn ẹbí àti àwọn ará yín wá kájọ dáwọ́ dùnú nígbà tí ẹ tún máa fojú rinjú pẹ̀lú àwọn agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tó dáńtọ́ nílé iṣẹ́ rédíò Splash àti Lágelú tí gbogbo wọn sì máa forí yìnyín Olúwa látinú ọkàn wa wá. àṣálẹ́ orin ìyìn ọdún kérésìmesì láti ilé iṣẹ́ rédíò Splash àti Lágelú tọdún yìí kò ṣeé má wà ńbẹ̀ ni.
Emmanuel olùgbàlà wa Jésù Kristi.
lọ́wọ́ ogun ègún àti ìjákulẹ̀ níbẹ̀ sí kàmpútì CAC májẹ̀mú àánú nínú pàdé yẹn ní 72 hours. Bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ Prọfẹ̀tà Ìwòjò àkórí 72 hours sí Ọlọ́run fún bàbá. Àánú a máa gbani mercy can save. Látọjọ́ Friday 10 di Sunday 12 December. Ní Jésù bàbá aláàánú fúnra rẹ̀. Tí máa fi àánú gba gbogbo èèyàn lọ́wọ́ agbára tó mú wọn lẹ̀. Tí ò jẹ́ wọn kọjá síbi gíga. Ọ̀pọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run àtàwọn olórí ẹ̀mí bí. Màmá bí Sẹ́láwì Yálùkò. Bùnmi Akínà àánú orin jí ojú mi. Ìlàjà Akíntọ́dí Ọlọ́run sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Kẹ́ni ológun àrà. Ṣọlá Oyèlékè. Bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ Prọfẹ̀tà Ìwòjò ni wọ́n máa gba gbogbo èèyàn lálejò. Aago mẹ́sàn-án òwúrọ̀. Lọ́jọ́ Friday ní náà àdúrà yóò ti máa jò. Ìdájí lọ́jọ́ Monday la máa ṣorí ọ̀fẹ́. Láti Ìbàdàn tó bá sì jẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Ọ̀sẹ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀ ní kẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀. Ní Mẹ́síkà 08050275779. Afẹ́ bá gbogbo èèyàn dá máa jẹ̀mú àánú fún òmìnira pátápátá máa bọ̀.
This Christmas, na Maggi get the recipe.
As we dey celebrate, the chop with jollof merriment dey circulate. Hey, everybody dey jubilate. Enjoy the moment, no worry yourself. So merry, merry, merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
And happy, happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
God go make you better. Make your chicken bigger. Merry, merry, merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Jollof, oh jollof, everything done set you, so no worry yourself. God go make you better. Make your chicken bigger. Merry, merry, merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Maggie Christmas. With Maggie, cook the difference.
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
So many questions unanswered about where we are coming from. Panel report says there was massacre in context. White paper says inconsistencies cannot make the report right. Before the report was released, Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu spoke to the people, and he started by making this argument.
This is Ibadan.
I'll start by saying that we, as an administration, are determined that the next steps that will be taken in this process of coming to terms with the event of October 2020 must bring closure to a painful episode in the history of our state with the release of a white paper later today. This, in my view, is a moment that beckons for us to define who and what we are as a people. To be a center of excellence, we must be a center of truth. To be a smart city, we must be a just one. To be a prosperous state, we must establish ourselves as a peaceful entity. And to achieve the greater Lagos of our dreams, we must learn to live in harmony, even amidst inevitable disagreements in times like this. With anger and animosity too quick and fast at hand, it is easy to hide behind our own prejudices, treating them as deeper truths instead of the superficial lies that there are. It is far too easy to take sides and to choose emotion over facts, even when the truth is to be found in the shades of nuance. It is easy to choose darkness over light, to take perverse delight in playing unhelpful games of cynicism and suspicion, to cling to beliefs that do not carry the weight of verifiable evidences. To become a champion of prejudices is to own a fleeting and a false victory. It is a victory of rancor over reason, of vengeance over justice, of hunger over compassion. Today, I stand before you to declare that I reject this path, and I invite you all to do the same.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
When Sanwo-Olu rejects emotion, what happens to Lagos? When Sanwo-Olu waxes philosophical, what happens to NSAS protesters? Is Sanwo-Olu saying that the panel did not do a good job? That was the governor speaking on Tuesday before the white paper on the panel's report was released. Times and event, happenings and people. Massacre, no massacre. What has Lai Mohammed got to say? Remember, in 2020, Lai Mohammed did not take it lightly. He took on CNN. Lai Mohammed is the Minister of Information and Culture.
Like everyone else, I watched the CNN report yesterday. I must tell you that it reinforces the disinformation that is going around, and it is blatantly irresponsible and a poor piece of journalistic work by a reputable international news organization. In the first instance, CNN, which touted its report as an exclusive investigative report, sadly relied on the same videos that have been circulating on social media without verification. This is very serious, and CNN should be sanctioned for that. Were CNN reporters and cameramen at the Lekki toll gate that evening? If the answer is no, on what basis were they reporting? Relying on second or third-hand information and presenting it as CNN investigations? Why didn't the CNN balance its story by showing the compelling testimony of Brigadier General Taiwo before the judicial panel in Lagos? We insist that the military did not shoot at protesters at Lekki toll gate. They fired blank ammunition in the air. Again, anyone who knows anyone who was killed at the Lekki toll gate should head straight to the judicial panel with conclusive evidence of such. At this point, it is important to say that the federal government is very satisfied with the role played by the security agencies, especially the military and the police. If there's anybody who knows anybody whose son or daughter or what is missing, or who was at the toll gate, Lekki, on the 20th, and is unaccounted for, such fellow should please proceed straight to the judicial panel.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Yes, that's the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, speaking in November 2020, 1 year ago. I have my friends with me in the studio. They are hanging out with the radio man. Are you a young person and you want to hang out with the radio man? I would like to hang out with you. So I have young persons in the studio hanging out with me. They are the future. The voices that will bring the light are coming out. Watch out. Lovett Ugu is here. Wusadino Maupego is here. And Edward Tracy Chichem is also in the studio. Lovett, you heard Lai Mohammed there.
Yeah.
Look at the way he analyzed CNN.
Yeah.
He was talking about users-generated content. What do you think?
What I actually picked from what he said, and it struck me, was the fact that he said that the military men who came there just shot on the air, that he didn't actually. But the thing is, the protest was a peaceful one, where they actually, was it necessary for them to actually do that, the military men? Was it necessary? That is the question, because it was a peaceful protest. We're not killing people. We're protesting for a better country. We're protesting to end SARS.
But now he made a point.
Yes.
About the content that CNN relied on to make his conclusion. What do you think about his argument that CNN just got videos from the internet and used that video to conclude that there was killings at Lekki Toll Gate?
Yes, I think he made a good point, because in reporting, you have to be balanced. You have to report both sides of the story, and you leave it for the people to judge. So when he made that point, he was right, because you don't report one side of the story and push an agenda. Because they were pushing an agenda. They pushed an agenda. So you report both sides of the story. You make it balanced and leave it for the people to know what they think about it.
What about if the agenda CNN pushed at the time was the agenda for truth? Would that be wrong?
Well, I think as much as they want to push agenda for truth, they can do it in a way to also balance it and still push truth out to the people.
Dina, was Lai Mohammed too harsh on CNN? Was it that harsh on the media from that audio that you listened to?
Well, to me, I don't think it's too harsh on them, because talking about usage content, if the video that was pushed out was not, if it doesn't involve interviewing the protesters to also hear what happened, and it's just content from the internet, just to push the truth, as you said, okay, I don't think it's too harsh on them. I don't think so.
Lai Mohammed there, still on analysis on the power of the media. It was Lai Mohammed that made that point. But let's listen to the Senate President, Ahmed Lawal. He said something about the protest, but not the media.
Recently, we had some of our youth protesting. Some of them very genuinely. They were seeking the attention of leaders, and they got the attention of leaders. So our budget, especially for 2021, should be mindful of what we do to provide employment opportunities for this youth. They demonstrated, they protested because they could do so. There are so many other people who may not be youthful, but are also in the same need, and they didn't protest. Let's meet them where they are. We don't have to wait until they also start to grumble or protest. We should be proactive, we should reach them, and they are in the rural areas, most of them. So we should meet them there, give them what we can and what they need to some extent within the purview of our resources, and keep them there to lead a productive life. And that's the only way that we can make a difference in the lives of the people. And for us elected people, we are going to be accountable. if we escape this one, the other one is inescapable. And I'm sure people, we know what I'm saying. But we are bipartisan. Some of our colleagues here are not APC. In fact, many are not. But we have seen why we need to be non-partisan when the crisis started. Because they will not look at your shop and say, okay, this is APC shop, we ban it. This is PDP opposition, no, leave it. They will ban everything. If it's beating people, they will beat everybody. So it means all of us are supposed to be in this together.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Yes, Ahmed Lawal, in 2020, President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Tracy Chichem, you listened to Lai Mohammed. Lai Mohammed has a way of making his argument. What can you take away from that argument?
Well, what I would say is that Lai Mohammed, he's not correct, and he's also correct because during the
EndSARS protest,
yes, on the 20th of October 2020, like this DJ
Switch.
Exactly, yes, because he was the one who revealed to us that the government had an intention of killing the protestants, because the government, the military people opened fire on the peaceful protesters.
But Lai Mohammed is arguing there, show us the corpse of anybody that died. Tell us their names.
Well,
so he's doubting what DJ Switch did with her mobile device.
That's because during that day, the military and the lights, because it was a planting. Yes, they switched off. The lights are all off.
So you don't believe Lai Mohammed's argument? That's the point.
I don't believe.
You don't believe. Tracy Chishem does not believe Lai Mohammed's argument. Who believes Lai Mohammed? I will open the lines and you will tell me what you think. Remember, I'm hanging out with my friends. Love it, Ugu, Dino Maupego, and Edward Tracy Chichem. They are all students of Dominican University. They are studying mass communication. We'll be back after this break. Don't go away.
Splash FM 105.5.
Ìròyìn ayọ̀ rèé fáwọn olóríire tó fẹ́ ṣàṣeyọrí. Bójọ́ ọmọ iléèwé tó fẹ́ kọ́ṣẹ́ àṣelà, bó kàwé tán ò ríṣẹ́, àbó kàn fẹ́ túngbésí ayé rẹ̀ ṣe ìlúṣẹ́ ọwọ́. Ilé ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ The Stone Technical College dáhùn àdúrà rẹ̀. The Stone Technical College ń bẹ nítòsí Old Bodija Estate Baptist Church Ìbàdàn. Wọ́n ti ń kọ́yàn níṣẹ́ ọwọ́, iṣẹ́ àṣelà, àtọkòwò ṣíṣe lóríṣiríṣi. Oúnjẹ sísè, ìgbàlejò afẹ́, iṣẹ́ aṣọ ríná, ṣíṣaralóge, irun gígẹ̀, iṣẹ́ omi ẹ̀rọ plumbing, iṣẹ́ bíríkìlà àti kọnkéré, iṣẹ́ ọnà, gbẹ́nàgbẹ́nà àti igi gbígbẹ́, carpentry and joinery, ilé kíkùn àti ṣelélóge, iṣẹ́ wáyà náà síso àti tọ́jú ẹ̀, ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ayélujára ICT àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Láàárín oṣù 3 sí 6 péré, fọ́ọ̀mù àti gbaniwọlé wà fún gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti kà tó kíláàsì girama kẹta, JSS 3 àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Fún àlàyé kíkún, ẹ pa àwọn ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyí: 08033802319, 08033802319, 08035243981, 08035243981 ní Stone Technical College, Àdèyí, nítòsí Old Bodija Estate Baptist Church. Níbẹ̀ láti ń kọ́ni láti roni lágbára. Olùkéde ìgbìmọ̀ alákòóso.
Every day you make many different choices, and with each choice you make, your start defines your finish. So, start strong, start bold, start bright. And with Nescafe, you can also start with a win. 2 To participate, simply buy the Nescafe Original 3-in-1 sachet with the 70 Naira price mark and save the empty sachet after making your favorite cup of coffee. Submit 8 empty sachets to get a scratch card at any of our redemption centers nationwide. Scratch the card to reveal your unique code. Dial *566*77*5# and follow the instructions to stand a chance to win amazing prizes. From airtime to various cash prizes of up to 200,000 Naira. Get off to a strong start with that big win. And remember, it all starts with a Nescafe. Terms and conditions apply.
The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son. And they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. The miracle of Christmas is here again. A time to celebrate, spread good cheer, and enjoy beautiful soul-enriching Christmas carols.
Hark the herald angels sing.
Join us for Splash FM Night of Carols, happening on the 9th of December at Mauve 21 Event Center, Ring Road, Ibadan, at 4 p.m. Ministering Big Bology, Eda Theatre Group, and a special performance by evangelist Tokwe Alabi. It's going to be a fun time at the Splash FM Night of Carols 2021. Bring your family, bring your friends, and come hang out with your favorite celebrities and OAPs as we sing our hearts out. The 2021 Splash FM Night of Carols. You don't want to miss it.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King.
An exciting day at school begins with breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk fortified with DHA to support brain development.
Grow up strong and smart with Peak 456 growing up milk every day.
Peak 456.
èèyàn bá tẹ pamọ́sẹ́ kó má bàa padà tẹṣẹ́ mápá torí ṣiṣẹ́ ni ó jàre ìṣẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n ó ṣe pàtàkì kéèyàn ó lásìkò ìsinmi lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ òjò ẹni kẹ́mi ó lè bá a gùn kẹ́dà ó lè napá nasẹ̀ jèrè iṣẹ́ ẹjọ́ kó ẹgbà tẹ́gùn gidi ara ẹ̀sà nǹkan gidi jẹ kójú ó sọ̀kalẹ̀ kí gbogbo àníyàn ayé kọ́kọ́ wá bí gbà Akma Signature Hotel and Suites ilé ìtura rèé tó jiná dénú yàtọ̀ sáwọn tẹ́lẹ̀ bẹ̀rù ẹsẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ wọ swimming pool kẹlúwẹ̀ẹ́ nínú omi tó mọ́lóló kára ó sílẹ̀ pẹ̀sẹ̀ restaurant and bar tó ṣe dáadáa tó wà fún gbogbo oúnjẹ jíjẹ àti mímu tó yáàyè ẹ wo VIP lounge fáwọn ọ̀tọ̀kùlú èèyàn tó gbajúmọ̀ láwùjọ ààyè tó ń bẹ láti farabalẹ̀ ṣe pàdé àpérò láàyè tó dákẹ́ rọ́rọ́ tọ́yẹ ẹnu ẹ̀ ń kú rírì èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ fowó ròyìn kó mọ̀kàn lójú tẹ̀ bá débẹ̀ lẹ́ máa mọ rírì ohun tí mò ń ròyìn number 16 to 18 ọ̀dẹ́rìndé close tẹ́ ẹ bá ti yà wọlé níwájú ilé epo amazing nítòsí Splash FM fẹ́lẹ́lẹ̀ Ìbàdàn Akma Signature Hotel and Suites lẹ́dẹ̀yẹ fẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé 08058823111 Akma Signature Hotel and Suites débẹ̀ sinmi faralélẹ̀ kò jayé fọ́nrin lókà.
Wow, everywhere just dey cool. Breeze dey blow, weather con dey sweet me for body anyhow. As I ask say na wetin dey shele. Na so dem tell me say Ekeresimesi don land o. Hey!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Country bros and country sisi, mommy, daddy, plus including nwane kunwa. E don dey shell again for Palms Mall.
Every day na party.
As Splash FM join body gidigba with their sister Lagelu FM, they come carry Santa Claus, Baba Ekeresimesi, come land inside the Ibadan Palms Mall. Boah! Splash FM, Lagelu FM Christmas Fun Fair. Na time for children plus including the family to enjoy, jollificate, plus gbadu ishi order from Wednesday, December 4th, go reach Friday, 24th of December. Every day from 9 o'clock in the morning, go reach 6 o'clock in the evening. Hey, children go play. Plus see plenty etcetera things like Santa Claus, face painting. Them go even collect boku etcetera gifts. We go make a person shout wow.
Ho, ho, ho!
Wow. My people, with 1,500 naira only, you go collect all this goody. All schools go collect 20% discount. Once they carry their children, come Splash FM, Lagelu FM, Xmas Fun Fair. The best place to enjoy this Ekeresimesi.
Oh, Merry Christmas!
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Everyone is crying out for peace, yes. None is crying out for justice. Everyone is crying out for peace, yes. None is crying out for justice. I don't want no peace. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. Got to get it. Equal rights and justice. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Follower of Jesus. Everybody wants to go up to heaven, but none of them want to die. I don't want no peace. I need equal rights and justice. I got to get it. Equal rights and justice. I really need it. Equal rights and justice. Just give me my share. Equal rights and justice. What is due to Caesar? You better give it on.
Splash FM 105.5.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Signing in with the BBC Minute, it's Gabby and Ria.
Starting in the US.
A $10,000 reward has been offered for information that helps police arrest either of the parents of a teenager suspected of Tuesday's school shooting in Michigan.
The pair have been accused of ignoring warning signs ahead of the deadly attack. They've fled home, but their lawyer says they will hand themselves in.
To South Africa, where scientists say the coronavirus new Omicron variant appears to spread more than twice as likely than the next fastest spreading variant, but there's still a lot of uncertainty in their estimate.
One of the final countries to remain COVID-free has confirmed its first case. The Cook Islands in the Pacific says it's discovered an infection in a young boy.
To the Gambia.
People are voting in an election on Saturday, the first since former President Yahya Jammeh left office and fled the country in 2017.
And the LA Clippers have been trending. The football team beat local rivals the LA Lakers on Friday night, despite LeBron James returning to action for the Lakers.
0829G.
BBC Minute.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
The 8-man panel, led by retired Justice Doris Okuobi, submitted a 309-page report on Monday, 15 November 2021, indicting soldiers and police and affirming that security agents killed peaceful protesters. The panel described the killings as massacre in context. At least 9 persons were killed by security agents at the toll gate, the panel report says. And the report lists about 48 names as casualties of the Lekki incident, out of which 22 protesters sustained gunshot injuries, while 15 others were assaulted by soldiers and police. But Lai Muhammad cannot understand this. Let's go back to his 2020 argument.
Like everyone else, I watched the CNN report yesterday. I must tell you that it reinforces the disinformation that is going around, and it is blatantly irresponsible and a poor piece of journalistic work by a reputable international news organization. In the first instance, CNN, which touted its report as an exclusive investigative report, sadly relied on the same videos that have been circulating on social media without verification. This is very serious, and CNN should be sanctioned for that. Were CNN reporters and cameramen at the Lekki toll gate that evening? If the answer is no, on what basis were they reporting? Relying on second or third-hand information and presenting it as CNN investigations? Why didn't the CNN balance its story by showing the compelling testimony of Brigadier General Taiwo before the judicial panel in Lagos? We insist that the military did not shoot at protesters at Lekki toll gate. They fired blank ammunition in the air. Again, anyone who knows anyone who was killed at the Lekki toll gate should head straight to the judicial panel with conclusive evidence of such. At this point, it is important to say that the federal government is very satisfied with the role played by the security agencies, especially the military and the police. If there's anybody who knows anybody whose son or daughter or what is missing, or who was at the toll gate, Lekki, on the 20th, and is unaccounted for, such fellow should please proceed straight to the judicial panel.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Dr. Kazim Olanio is here. He is of the Department of Jurisprudence and International Law, Faculty of Law, University of Ibadan. Dr. Olanio,
Sir.
Lai Muhammad has spoken. What do you think?
Well, yes, Lai Muhammad has spoken, and he's spoken well. You see, I can adduce 2 or 3 issues from his speech. The first one is that there was a shooting. The second one was that this shooting was by who? The police and the army. He said blank bullet, whether blank or not. Then, thirdly, whenever there's a shooting, there must be wounded fellows, persons, whether animal or whatever. These 3 things are very key in his speech. However, he has a point. He has a point in the sense that he has a pertinent question that maybe as a lawyer, he is a lawyer, that before you pieces this argument together, before it makes sense, there must be a logical sequence, adding together. I'm sorry, I'm a student of logic. In a way that anybody thinking, any ordinary man out there will be able to say, oh, it is true. Oh, it is not true. Those questions are this. One, if I agree that there was a shooting, and I agree that there are some people who are wounded, and people or somebody came to say or to allege that there were killings, some people died, then we should be able to have the proof that these are the dead body. Even if we are unable to now see the dead body, we should be able to put together pieces of evidence in a way that circumstantial evidence will now bail us out that yes, it is possible that people were killed and they were taken away or they were confiscated out of that scene for people not to have evidence. Because even when you want to prove murder, there are two basic elements, not ingredients. The difference between an ingredient for proof of an offense and element. There are two elements to every offense in this world. The first one is intention. That's what we call mens rea. The second one is the actus reu. That's what we call the physical action of that offense. The physical action when it comes to offense of murder anywhere in the world is the dead body.
So in this case, government has the capacity to mop up.
Of course, it is possible. Yes, it is possible. Because if you mop up, it is not possible for anybody who released the video of killing to now block his own video from recording the mop up.
Now, light went off.
Yes, light went off, even as at the time when they were shooting.
So that could give you the grounds to mop up.
And when we are recording video, even if it is dark, you will see the traces. In the video submitted that we see in the social media, there was nothing like blockage. It's a continuum. And that is only why we saw that there was no light at a point in time. But that does not mean that there was nothing recorded.
Now, look at what the panel said.
Yes.
As of October 30, 2020, when the panel visited the Lekki toll gate for its on-the-spot assessment, it was still able to recover 2 bullet shells, which were duly analyzed by the forensic expert hired by the panel, who is very familiar with weapons used by the Nigerian army. The panel continues. These bullet shells were said to be the same as or similar to the ones normally used by the Nigerian army, and they were expended shells, meaning they were fired live at Lekki toll gate.
So that means there was no blank bullet.
So the panel has evidence.
Yes, they to that extent, they said there was shooting.
And the panel continues.
And that shooting was by the Nigerian army.
Yes.
I have said it. There are 2 or 3 key subjects are deduced from what Lai Mohammed said and what the panel is saying. The point of divergence is, were there killing as panel found? Because the panel found that there were dead bodies. There are people who died. But say 1 or 2 or 3. As at that time, we are thinking of hundreds of people. And that was the reason why there were massacre, violent demonstrations, and destructions immediately after the video.
But the panel also quoted a pathologist.
Yes.
We'll get to that point.
Beautiful.
The panel finds as credible, I'm reading the report now.
Yeah.
The panel finds as credible the case of the NSAS protesters that soldiers shot directly at protesters at the Lekki toll gate on October 20, 2020, as confirmed by Lagos State ballistic expert Willie Harry on page 244, that some video evidence indicates And he quotes instances where troops were seen to be rearming their weapons before either discharging them to the air or purposely in the direction of the protesters.
Yes.
Tell us more.
Yes, that is the evidence that was confronted. The panel was confronted with, and those are the things that can be proved. However, as I said earlier, see that can prove in law. That video and the pathologist reports say the Nigerian army, the officers, were seen cocking their gun as if they want to release it. The question is that the missing point should be supplied.
The
Did they
missing
release
point is
it?
what? The corpse?
No, not yet. He said the military officers were seen cocking their gun to release it either to the air or directly at the protesters. From the reports, was he eventually released to the protesters? If they release to the protesters, there will be dead bodies.
So the missing point is dead bodies.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to that point. I still have Lovett who go hanging out with me. Lovett, you listen to Lai Muhammad there talking about a particular video, and he's talking about a user-generated content. Can you tell us more?
User-generated content.
Yes, as we know, Lai Muhammad is a minister of information, and when we talk about regulation in broadcasting, looking at NBC, what is it for? It is for restriction of monopolistic behavior of broadcast industry, and we have it stated in the NBC code, user-generated content. He says, the broadcaster shall approach with restraint the use of materials from user-generated resources in order not to embarrass individuals, organizations, governments, or cause disaffection, insights to panic or rift in the society at large.
That's beautiful.
So basically, Lai Muhammad perhaps is relying on this National Broadcasting Code to interpret CNN's action.
It is stated there.
Possibly.
It is stated there.
It is possible.
And it is a general thing for broadcasters or who are journalists to, because he said something, he said verified. It has to be verified.
Even the NBC code states here that the broadcaster shall verify news materials emanating from unconventional sources as fake news is prohibited.
Radio man,
so it has to be verified before they can put it out, because you're giving information to people who are not, some persons are actually not there. So it would be misleading not to verify an information before putting it out.
Radio man.
Yes.
Let me remind you. In 1987, I was at the student union. There was this publication in Ebony magazine. Babangida was the president there. Babangida is maybe the second richest man in the world, and they put all his property, asset, and the rest of them. The students that were suffering then, as a matter of fact, in UI we didn't have water. As a then. Now, what we did was to take that magazine and went to the street. As at that time, I cannot remember whether there was anything, demonstration by a student that is peaceful. As at that time. There was never any demonstration by a student that is peaceful. It's always very violent. We hatched the thing in one of our rooms in UI, and I was one of those that were given the leaflet to circulate to OAU. I took off very early from UI, from Ibadan to Aluta, to OAU. And I was sent directly to Oscars. On my way to Oscars, I was waylaid and I was arrested by the police. Not easily anyway. With these bullets and tear gas, I ran into the bush.
They knew you were coming.
Yes, they grabbed me there. One of the things is still here now. In my body. Now, what do I want to? We now found out that one was a lie. It was after a lot of things were destroyed and this and that, because it even to the north.
But Babangida is a rich man.
He's a rich man.
He has a house on top of the hill.
On top of the hill.
Uh-huh.
So we now say, okay, fine. Why can't we just do a little verification of this? We now learned that Ebony magazine was sponsored by CIA against the Nigerian government and blah, blah, blah. But that does not remove the fact that Babangida was a rich man. Babangida was an autocratic person. Babangida was a dictator. That was what we hang on. So they now cast into our opinion, our mode of thinking about our Nigerian government. They now say, okay, fine, your dictator is busy siphoning your money and everything has been blah, 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 blah. You now throw it away and we now did what we did. So on that NBC code, it is very, very germane for every journalist what it sorts, and that's exactly what you have been doing in your own program over time. Empirical verifiability of issues before they are broadcast. For whatever reason, if things are not done properly by journalists with the power they have, don't forget, Adolf Hitler said, I would rather have 1,000 daggers piercing into my body than a single stroke of a pen of a journalist. He said, I have not seen any army in this world that can single-handedly.
And you could see the way he used Joseph Goebbels to run the campaign.
The rest is...
Was there massacre? Lai Mohammed says no. But Femi Aborishade looks at massacre in context.
Yes.
Femi Aborishade is a legal practitioner.
It's possible that
let's listen to
massacre.
him. Since the report was sneaked into the public domain, controversies have arisen. Some have doubted the report, and some members of the panel are talking about threat to life. In this case, Ebolu Adegborua, senior advocate of Nigeria, says Nigerians should hold government responsible should anything happen to him.
It is really unfortunate that members of the panel are being attacked online, are being threatened, witnesses who testified.
Comrade Femi Aborishade, it's good to have you on State Affairs.
Thanks very much for having me.
The issue here is the Lagos panel report on NSAS. The panel in its report says that the atrocious maiming and killing of unarmed, helpless, and unresisting protesters while sitting on the floor and waving their Nigerian flags while singing the national anthem can be equated as a massacre in context. A massacre in context.
By massacre in context, the report relied on the Wikipedia definition of massacre and the Webster Online Dictionary meaning of massacre. The two meanings from the literature consulted by the panel in its report essentially means that a massacre involves multiple killings involving political actors of unarmed, peaceful persons. Persons who are not armed. Persons who are not violent. And they now related that our literature definition of massacre to what they observed, to what they found took place on the 28th day of October 2020, wherein they found that the protesters were orderly, they were peaceful, and that they were shot at by both the Nigerian army and the police, and that there was no basis. The report described it as atrocious, as cruel, within that context in which the report established that not less than 13 persons were actually killed. 13 persons consisting of 9 persons categorically established to have died, and 4 persons who were found to be missing and presumed dead, and 22 others with gunshot injuries. Another 4 persons with non-gunshot injuries. Other persons, 9 other persons who were assaulted. So that all together, 48 persons were established to have been brutalized, dehumanized, unconstitutionally, contrary to domestic and international instruments on human rights. This is apart from over 90 other dead bodies, unidentified dead bodies, that were dumped at mainland hospital, according to the pathologists who appeared before the panel. So within that context, I agree absolutely with the report, with the panel's report, that what took place was a massacre.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Splash FM 105.5.
Every day you make many different choices. And with each choice you make, your start defines your finish. So, start strong, start bold, start bright. And with Nescafe, you can also start with a win. To participate, simply buy the Nescafe Original 3-in-1 sachet with the 70 Naira price mark and save the empty sachet after making your favorite cup of coffee. Submit 8 empty sachets to get a scratch card at any of our redemption centers nationwide. Scratch the card to review your unique code. Dial *566 *77 *5# and follow the instructions to stand a chance to win amazing prizes. From airtime to various cash prizes of up to 200,000 Naira. Get off to a strong start with that big win. And remember, it all starts with a Nescafe. Terms and conditions apply.
News to all those who want to live a good life and prosper. Whether you're a student eager to learn a trade, a young school leaver, jobless graduate, or anyone just desiring to give your life a new direction with functional skill, the Stone Technical College gives you the answer. Come and acquire vocational entrepreneurial skills in catering and hospitality management, garment making, cosmetology, barbing, plumbing and pipe fitting, bricklaying, block laying and concreting, carpentry and joinery, painting and decoration, electrical installation and maintenance, ICT in just 3 to 6 months. Application form available to all levels from GSS 3, etc. For further inquiries, please call 080-3380-2319, 080-3380-2319, and 080-3524-3981. The Stone Technical College, adjacent Old Bodija Estate Baptist Church, Ibadan. We train to empower. Announcer, management.
The number you've called is not available at the moment.
Oh my God. This trader where I pay for maize since last 2 weeks. Till now, maize I never see. Even the truck driver, I never see. And both their number no dey available. Which kind of thing be this now?
Oga Benji, should I tell you make you buy from FX, you no gree. You say you trust your trader. See now, me, the maize and soybeans where I buy for my poultry feed. Now waiting my birds they chop since. See as them the fresh, they fat.
Chai, yeah, checking out. If say I know, I will follow you that day. Oh.
E never late o. Just sharp download the Comex app.
Comex waiting.
Comex app, COM with capital letter X from your app store. Make you start to buy correct maize and soybeans for your poultry feed. The best part be say, even if you no get money, FX go give you loan to do your poultry business. Easy. Yes, so just download the Comex app now or call 090-3000-1333 to get more kulele information.
Now, I go download them. Comex, I don't sabi wait.
Are you in need of a nice and comfortable, fully furnished hostel accommodation in the University of Ibadan? Or are you in search of a place for seminars and executive trainings? Look no further. Adebayo Akonde Hall is the go-to place for your lodging needs with a home away from home feel. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. For inquiries and reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call 080-5699-8718 or 080-5699-8719 or 080-5699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Ní gbogbo oṣù kejìlá ọdọọdún, every December, nínú àwọn ògo eré máa ń dún yàtọ̀. Ìdí ni pé àsìkò ọdún ni bàbá Kérésì tún máa ń bá wọn mú ẹ̀bùn wá láti Rome.
My dear.
Yes.
Àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ máa ń yọ mí lẹ́nu pé àwọn fẹ́ lọ wo Father Christmas.
No problem. Wọ́n máa lọ kí wọ́n lè lọ catch fun.
Wò wọ́n mà ti dé torí pé wọ́n gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Father Christmas.
Daddy, take me to Father Christmas. You know my Father Christmas.
Ẹ má worry, mọ́mì yín máa kó yín lọ.
Thank you, Daddy.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Bàbá Kérésì ti Splash FM àti Lagelu FM ti balẹ̀ bàgẹ́ sí Palms Shopping Mall, Ring Road ní Ìbàdàn. Pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀bùn tó jọjú, àwọn máa ṣojú lóge, wọn á tún ya fọ́tò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni oríṣiríṣi orin aládùn tó máa dún sí wọn létí. Àwọn gbajúmọ̀ òṣèré sinimá, olórin àtàwọn agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ máa wà níkàlẹ̀ láti bá wọn ṣeré. Ìdíje oríire, raffle draw tó wà ní sẹpẹ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀bùn kẹ̀kẹ́ hẹrìmọ̀. Ẹgbẹ̀rún kàbọ̀ náírà 1,500 naira. Lọ́mọ ká fi wọlé láti December 1 títí di 24. 20% discount wà fún gbogbo àwọn iléèwé tí wọ́n bá kọ́mọ wá. Àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tó ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ Bàbá Kérésì tọ̀tẹ̀ yìí ni Danabis Homes and Properties Limited, Ologe Boutique, tó wà ní AP Filling Station, Akala Express Road, Ibadan. Sion Kitchen and Rental Services, Wema Bank, Àpáta, Showbox Water, Àpáta Omiadio Road, àti You Fit Fly. Father Christmas ti Splash FM àti Lagelu FM ní Palm Shopping Mall, Ring Road nílùú Ìbàdàn. Ọdún Ayabo.
Milo! Yes!
Tell me first, why do I give you Milo every morning?
Because every day I play like a baller, I run like a sprinter, I learn like a scholar, so I need all the energy I can get. You see?
I see very well.
Give your kids winning energy. Milo Active Go, with the goodness of malts, milk, and cocoa, helps them make the most of every day. Milo, the energy to go further.
Nínú pàdé yẹn ní 72 hours. Bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ Prọfẹ̀tà Ìwọ̀jọ́. Àkórí 72 hours sí Ọlọ́run fún bàbá. Àánú a máa gbani. Mercy can save. Látọjọ́ Friday 10 di Sunday 12 December. Ní Jésù bàbá aláàánú fúnra rẹ̀. Tí máa fi àánú gba gbogbo èèyàn lọ́wọ́ agbára tó mú wọn lẹ̀. Tí ò jẹ́ wọn kọjá síbi gíga. Ọ̀pọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run àtàwọn olórí ẹ̀mí bí. Màmá Bisalawi Yaluko. Bùnmi Akínà àánú orin jí ojú mi. Ìlàjà Akíntúndí ọlọ́run sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Kẹ́ni ológun ara. Ṣọlá Oyèlékè. Bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ Prọfẹ̀tà Ìwòjò ni ó máa gba gbogbo èèyàn lálejò. Aago mẹ́sàn-án òwúrọ̀. Lọ́jọ́ Friday nínú àdúrà yóò ti máa jò. Ìdájí lọ́jọ́ Monday la máa ṣorí ọ̀fẹ́. Láti Ìbàdàn tó bá sì jẹ́ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Ọ̀sẹ̀ jẹ́rẹ̀ ní kẹ́ ẹ máa bọ̀. Ní Mẹ́síkà 08050275779. Afẹ́ bá gbogbo èèyàn dá máa jẹ̀mú àánú fún òmìnira pátápátá máa bọ̀.
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Yes, Lai Mohammed was angry during the time. He took on CNN. But there was also the National Broadcasting Commission. Let me read a story from The Nation. What did the NBC do at the time? The National Broadcasting Commission sanctioned 3 major broadcast stations over their roles in the escalation of the NSAS protest. NBC fined Arise TV, African Independent Television, and Channels Television between 2 million naira and 4 million naira. So where does the NBC derive this power from? Lovett Ugu is here. Lovett, you are with the code.
Yes. Okay, as broadcasters, you're meant to be abreast with keep yourself abreast with the codes and the conduct that regulates, that guides the broadcasting industry. And it said that broadcasting organizations shall recognize that they exercise freedom of expression as agents of society, not for any personal or sectional rights, privileges, and needs of their own or of their proprietors, relatives, friends, or supporters. They are not pushing their personal agenda. That is what is stated in the broadcast.
Personal aggrandizement, yes.
Personal agenda. So it is for the people. It is for the society.
But in that case, the stations would argue that their report wasn't the interest of the people.
They could argue that their report was in the interest of the people, but it was stated that it was an alleged form of violence. It caused violence to the people. They pushed it. They pushed a form of agenda that could be chaotic to the society.
And in the code, I think in the addendum, yes, the NBC 6th edition, the NBC Code 6th edition has an addendum. And you will find in section 15, subsection 5(1), that the following penalties shall apply in respect of a breach committed by the broadcaster. A, light offense, that's about 2 million or 200,000 to 500,000. Then heavy offense, 500,000 to 4.99 million naira. I love it. What do you have in C?
Severe, that's 5 million naira and above.
How do you now, who determine the severity of the severe punishment?
NBC, of course.
NBC.
I mean, that is subject to the challenge of the courts.
They would have verified the violence, the impact that that it has caused to the society.
The aftermath of such
broadcast
events. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we are bringing the NBC into the story. Everybody involved in the story. Dr. Lani, let's look at the white paper released
on the reports.
Yes, on the report. And the white paper is interesting. And it was after the panel submitted its report and the Lagos State Governor set up a four-man committee to look at the report and make a statement. Now, let's look at the white paper.
Right.
It says, Lagos State Government has rejected the panel report that there was massacre at Lekki Toll Gate to quell NSAS protest. In a white paper, after considering the findings and recommendations of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry, the government says the panel's conclusion that 9 persons died on 20 October 2020 from gunshots fired by the military and police are based on assumption and speculations. By raising issues of inconsistencies and contradictions, the government declares the report as unreliable and unacceptable. The white paper questions the number of persons who died at the toll gate. I quote from the white paper. The only victim of gunshot injury from Lekki toll gate was picked up at 7:43 p.m. on October 21st, 2020, after the curfew commenced. See page 99, that's what the white paper says. Furthermore, there was no shred of evidence regarding who shot him. Still reading from the white paper. This finding of 9 deaths at Lekki toll gate on October 20 is even more baffling because apart from listing out their names in that form at pages 297 and 298, the judicial panel offered no explanation regarding circumstances of their death. The names simply sprang up at pages 297 to 298 of the report without any justification. Dr. Laniyo, please come in here.
That's any justification. See, let me just first and foremost, let me appreciate the panel members for doing a very good job on bearing all lacunas and shortcomings. However, the procedure for bringing out white paper has been followed strictly because white paper itself is a legal instrument released by government after a thorough investigation by a panel of inquiry, whether judicial or administrative. Having done that, the white paper itself is self-contradicting. In the sense that, look, when you look at a panel and you said the panel confirmed shooting, the White House did not say that there was no shooting. The panel confirmed that the panel found that the shooting was carried out by a bullet normally used by the military. The white paper confirmed that. Now, the white paper is now saying that a dead body was carried in consonance with the content of the panel reports. That a dead body was actually carried out of that scene where the supposedly, killing came about. Now, the question that one will now ask the government of Lagos State was that, why did you now say there were inconsistencies with the panel reports?
Okay, let me...
If only we are saying, okay, there was just one body that died. That is not enough to say there's inconsistency.
Look at what...
If they say there are 10, and we are saying there's one. The question is that there was a dead body.
The white paper states that the person listed at number 46, Nathaniel Solomon, who testified as a witness and petitioned the Judicial Panel of Inquiry in respect of his brother, who allegedly died at Lekki Tollgate, was also listed as a dead person. Do you get it?
Okay.
The white paper is saying
yes,
that Nathaniel Solomon, who testified as a witness, and who petitioned the judicial panel of inquiry in respect of his brother, who he allegedly said was killed at Lekki Tollgate, was also listed as a dead person.
If what the panel with the white paper is, referring, or the someone who is referring to as the inconsistency, fine. And I quite agree with him.
That can be an error.
Yes, it can be. It can be an error.
But the error does not make the report not valid.
That's exactly. The error does not make the panel report unacceptable. It's not acceptable, it's not valid. No. You see, when an error occurs, even legal issues, when you are proving your case in court, and there is a consistencies, and that error is noted and very obvious in your proof of evidence. It is not that the court will just throw away your suit. It will record inconsistency in favor of the accused. That's what the law says. In favor of the accused, not to throw away the suit. You are not throwing away the whole report of over 300 pages simply because the government itself, haven't they appointed somebody who is dead as an ambassador? The government itself, the federal government, having passed through the SSS screening and everything, yes, they announced some people who are even in the electoral register that we used to vote. Their dead bodies there are recorded. Those are errors. Are we now, because of that now said the list of the ambassador that the presidency released simply because it contains one or two people who are no longer alive? Maybe they were alive as at that time. The entire list should be thrown away by the Senate. No, that is unfair to the panel members.
Lovett, you are itching to say something.
Yes, I think if the Nathaniel guy is alive and he was included as part of the dead people, I think a thorough investigation should be put in place to investigate the lists and names of people that they have listed on, because I don't believe that will be the only guy that's
number 48
exactly that testified. I feel that there are so many other persons who wrote it, and I feel there should be a thorough investigation to check, not just letting away whatever has been put in place, but to give more time for investigation, because it has to be verified before we broadcast anything. Yeah.
Lagos State government wonders why the panel awarded compensation to only one out of the alleged 9 persons listed to be dead. Government interprets this to mean that the panel had doubts as to the death of the 8 others on its list. Dr. Lanio.
You see, I don't. That's what I said about the inconsistency about the white paper itself. About the white paper itself is so full of error itself, because you set up a panel of inquiry. They did a thorough job month after month, weeks after weeks, and came out with over 300, page reports, and your own small committee to look at this report. I don't think they sat for up to a week before they released the white paper. Now only went for the inconsistencies in the panel reports. They went for the errors. They went for corrections and mistakes here and there. You see, they would have looked at the reason why the panel actually awarded compensation to those others and not some others. That's just a valid way. Not just saying why should they award compensation to 1 out of 8. That means they didn't believe. The report will contain copiously issues, discussions, arguments. The panel was made up of how many members? 11 or so, or 7 or 9. Not just 7 or 9 numbers. Heads.
A senior advocate.
Senior advocate is there.
A retired judge
is there. And lawyers are there. It's not just packaged by anybody. They have to look at issues dispassionately. The way the government of Lagos State is reporting that white paper call for caution and call for a serious suspicion.
We'll be back after this break.
That's my opinion.
Don't go away.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Splash FM 105.5.
Milo! Yes!
Tell me first, why do I give you Milo every morning?
Because every day I play like a baller, I run like a sprinter, and learn like a scholar, so I need all the energy I can get. You see?
I see very well.
Give your kids winning energy. Milo Active Go, with the goodness of malts, milk, and cocoa, helps them make the most of every day. Milo, the energy to go further.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé, lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú. Purechem wires and cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò. Ojúlówó ni, kì í bó lára, kò kì í jóná àbáàdì, kì í kán sínú, ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún. Bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa. Purechem wires and cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde. Olú iléeṣẹ́ Purechem wires and cables limited wà ní Afrin's compound, Fort Gate, number 122/132, Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway, Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop, Lagos. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-23257. Purechem wires and cables. Ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
Ìpè àti ìdàgbàsókè fún fífún àwọn obìnrin láàyè láti kópa nínú ìṣèlú àti ipò adarí pàápàá nílé aṣòfin ti pọ̀ sí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé ni wọ́n ti ṣe àṣeyọrí lórí àbádòfin yìí tí wọ́n sì ti fi kún iye àwọn obìnrin tó wà nípò àṣẹ ní àwọn ilé aṣòfin ìlú wọn. Àmọ́ ó bani lọ́kàn jẹ́ wípé nínú àkọsílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ló ní àyè tó kéré jù fún àwọn obìnrin nílé aṣòfin. 21 obìnrin péré láàrin 499 ọkùnrin nílé aṣòfin àgbà. Àti wípé àwọn ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ mìíràn ò tilẹ̀ ní obìnrin kan ṣoṣo rárá. Ìròyìn ayọ̀ tó wà níbẹ̀ ni wípé àbádòfin kan ti ń halẹ̀ bí àrá tó sán láìrọ̀ òjò fún àtúnṣe òfin Nàìjíríà láti fi kún iye àyè tó wà fún àwọn obìnrin nílé aṣòfin àgbà àti ti àwọn ìpínlẹ̀. Ipa kíkó àti ìrànlọ́wọ́ àwọn obìnrin ṣe pàtàkì púpọ̀ láti ṣe àwọn òfin tó lè mú ayé dẹrùn fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà. Fún ìdí èyí, ẹ ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún ìrúsókè láti wá àyè tó pọ̀ sí fún àwọn obìnrin ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ní ọ̀nà tó tọ́ tí ó sì bá òfin mu. Àsìkò náà rèé láti má jáfara lórí ìwáyè tó pọ̀ tó fún àwọn obìnrin tó ń ṣojú ní ilé ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Ìkéde yìí wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, Black.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
This Christmas, now Maggie get the recipe. As we dey celebrate, the chop with your love, merriment, they circulate. Hey, everybody they jubilate. Enjoy the moment, no worry yourself. So merry, merry, merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. And happy, happy New Year. Happy New Year. God go make you better. Make your chicken bigger. Merry, merry, merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Jollof, oh jollof, everything done set to you, so no worry yourself. God go make you better. Make your chicken bigger. Merry, merry, merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Maggie Christmas. With Maggie, cook the difference.
Hooray! The Federal College of Agriculture, More Plantation, Ibadan is 100. The first agricultural institution in Nigeria celebrates a centenary anniversary from the 13th to 19th of December 2021. Convocation ceremony holds on the 16th of December 2021 at the College Auditorium. Royal Father of the Day, Olubado of Ibadan Land, His Royal Majesty Oba Soliu Adetunji Aji Oguguniso 1. Special guest of honor, Dr. Muhammad Mahmoud Abubakar, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. Guest of honor, His Excellency, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, Governor of Oyo State. Alhaji Mustafa Babashiri, Minister of State for Agriculture. Professor Garuba Amidu Sherubutu, Executive Secretary, ARCN. And Chief Host, Dr. Mrs. Elizabeth Oluwakemi Augustus, the Provost, Federal College of Agriculture, Ibadan. Please call 0807-655-9099 or 0803-4853-963. Federal College of Agriculture, Ibadan. Agricultural education for self-reliance.
Splash FM 105.5.
State Affairs with Edmund Obilo is live.
Going forward, dear Lagosians, we shall facilitate better communication between our youth and the state security machinery to resolve issues before they become intractable. We will make it easier for our young people to initiate formal complaints of any human rights violation through our Ministry of Justice. We will also improve the coordination between the state government and the security agencies, including the police and the military. In this vein, we are studying how to improve security policy formulation, information sharing, and clearly rules of engagement in terms of social unrest. Just as we have established a mechanism to compensate all those who lost either their homes, their businesses, and their livelihood to the violent destruction in October 2020, we shall also establish a detailed procedure for the just compensation of citizens with verifiable claims of any form of police brutality committed during this protest. Dear Lagosians, this month of December, I'll be leading a walk of peace to herald the healing of our land. Let me therefore use this occasion.
Yes, the governor of Lagos State speaking on Tuesday, 30 November 2021. That is moving forward,
Yes,
Dr. Lani.
that was what he's supposed to be saying, not picking holes on the reports.
But that's what he's saying.
Yes.
He's saying it.
He's saying it now.
He said it even before he released the white paper on the same day.
Okay, beautiful.
He gave that broadcast. After that broadcast, he released the white paper.
He doesn't need to pick holes on the report again. Haven't said this because that's a maximum, moving forward agenda.
Remember, the federal government picked holes on the report.
Yes, we know. But when you are now releasing your white paper, the white paper is not expected. It's a legal instrument. It's not expected to be picking holes and corrections and errors in the report. What is the government going to do about this report? That's all.
Meanwhile,
the report cannot be wholly thrown away when he had that one in mind.
He accepted 11 of the 32 recommendations made by the panel. While 14 of the recommendations, he says, fall outside the powers of the state, that he was going to forward that to the federal government.
The federal government will now start talking about it.
So we watch as things unfold, because their Borishadis will not accept it. Before you go, Dr. Olaniyo.
Yes, sir.
Talk to the young students here. They are studying mass communication. We have just 1 minute to go. Advise them.
Well, to the young listeners and those of us who are hanging out with the radio man here, a piece of advice that I have for them, especially communication and communication students. Communication is very wide. It's wide in the sense that there are certain nuances that you ought to make as part of yourself in terms of the balance of argument, the balance of opinion. You must be able to be friendly with books. You must be ready to read very widely. I'm not saying you should read wide. I said very widely. I've chosen my words, decisively. You must have at the back of your mind that you must be a student of research. You must be able to content yourself with documentation. You should be able to move out. Don't rely on the so-called armchair, kind of journalism, because nobody teaches you to be armchair journalist. But you tend to be there because you are lazy. So be hardworking, be up and doing. At every point in time, any news that you hear, be on your feet.
Thank you.
To be able to achieve the best in your profession.
Robert Ugu, you want to respond? You want to speak to young persons listening to you? What do you have to say?
I think he has said it all. You have to be up and doing. You have to know your onions. You have to know what you want. And you have to also be able to be accountable. You have to also be able to be the watchdog of the citizen as a student in mass communication. And as young people out there, we look forward to having a great country with us, and we want to light up, we want to stand out and tell our politicians that this is what we want. We want to push for a good agenda for the country, and let's stand up to that. That's it.
Thank you. Lovett Ada Ugu, a student of mass communication, Dominican University. She's in 400 level. I also have to thank Wusa Dina Maupego for coming. Wusa, thank you for coming. Wusa is also a student of Dominican University. Edward Tracy Chichem, thank you for coming too. She's also of Dominican University, studying mass communication. And Kazim Olanio, thank you for featuring on State Affairs. Dr. Olanio is of the Department of Jurisprudence and International Law. The next program is Ijoba Ibile. My name is Edmund Obilo. Thank you for listening.
Di